All right. I'm not going to do what everybody thinks I'm going to do, so don't ask as much as I want to. All right, Dutch, do your thing.
Yep. All right. So this week we have our episode is going to be another summertime movie, Grown Ups.
Yeah. I kind of like the timing of that. Even though you didn't say it before the music cut off, I think it still works. So this was take 2.
Yes.
Yeah, I admit when I screw up, and I know this was not the first time. We've talked about it before.
We were so on point too with the first one. It was flowing.
At least we only got like
30 minutes into it before we realized.
2 minutes tops.
It felt like 30.
It did in dog years. Fuck. Anyway, a point that I was trying to make during take 1 was how my concept of time has become so screwed up, like the older that I get. And I didn't realize until I rewatched Grown Ups that it came out 15 years ago.
Yeah.
It's just every movie that I feel is kind of newer. In my mind, it's like, oh, no, it was within the past decade. No, we're past that point now.
Well, in all honesty, though, but with guys like Adam Sandler, I just think the man himself just doesn't age.
Well, he does now. Like, if you look at his stuff that he puts out now.
I mean, but if you give him a clean shave, he still looks like he did 15 years ago. He may have a few little grays on top, but nothing a little Hollywood magic can't get rid of.
Yeah. I am looking forward to the sequel.
HG2?
HG2. You know it, baby. I was confusing Grown Ups with Grown Ups 2, and it's just because I think I'd only seen each of them like once. And
which is surprising for you because you're a hardo when it comes to Adam Sandler.
Typically, I can watch his movies over and over, but I never did with these for some reason. And it's not that I didn't enjoy them. They're great movies.
Yeah.
And what I liked about Grown Ups, and I'm not even going to talk about Grown Ups 2, we'll have a whole episode for that one, is it's the type of movie that Adam Sandler does, and he's been known to do this, where I just feel like they turned on a camera and he's hanging out with his friends.
Yes.
Because I feel like that's exactly what's happening. Like, I know him and Kevin James are close.
And I mean, him, Chris Rock, David Spade, Rob Schneider, they were all on SNL.
And that's probably
at the same time.
That's how it all started. Yeah.
Then you have cameos from other SNL people, like Tim Meadows is in the movie for a few scenes.
And he was even in he did Hubie Halloween, which I know we haven't done that one yet.
Right.
Maybe this year.
Yeah.
Maybe. If you guys are lucky.
Yeah.
But what they did with his hair, like, I don't know if his hair actually grows like that or if they shaved it just to be funny, because it looks funny as hell.
I think they shaved it just to be funny.
Because they did, I think in Hubie Halloween, I think he wears a toupee. At one point, it like blows off of his head. So you see that same kind of haircut underneath. So yeah, I just wasn't sure if he actually was bald like that.
No, I don't believe so, because I think he did like a cameo in an Office episode, and he had a full head of hair.
Yeah, that's right.
So they probably had just like a bald cap on him.
I'm trying to remember what episode was he in? Like what?
He was, I think, in the one where they were trying to like get some big account or something. I think an account for the city or something like that. But Steve Carell went out to dinner with him.
That's right, the Chili's.
Yeah, they went to Chili's.
Yeah, because it was,
and then
it was the two of them, and it was Jan.
Yeah, and I think that's when Jan like first kisses Michael.
Yeah, because as much as she hated his behavior,
yeah, he was a damn good salesman.
She underestimated him.
Yeah,
when she should have been estimating him.
Well, this isn't an episode about The Office.
It's not.
But this and a key difference between the two, the first one and the second one when it comes to Grown Ups, is the first one takes place over like I think I would say like a week, maybe like, or a
I
weekend.
think it's a weekend
But the
because
second one is just one day.
oh, okay.
So it's just one day full of like shenanigans or whatever the happenings they get into.
Well, I'll definitely look forward to watching that again, just to refamiliarize myself with it. There are a few things about this movie that are noteworthy, in my opinion. First of all, how annoying all the kids were.
Yes.
At least at
Especially
first,
especially Lenny's kids.
Lenny's kids were just like,
God bless it. I mean, the little girl,
I mean, I
their
know you
daughter,
can relate.
yeah. Like their daughter, the daughter she was okay. She was tolerable. But the son, especially his oldest son, who's like, I got to text the nanny because I need a hot chocolate. And then she brings a hot chocolate and he was like, this isn't Godiva? He's like, what, are you trying to poison me? Like that kind of stuff. I was just like, oh, I'd smack that kid right in the face.
I did like Lenny's response to that, though, when he was saying, he's like, I'm going to pretend I didn't hear that out loud.
Yeah.
But yeah, it just pisses me. And they're playing this fake video game
Yeah.
where they're like on a cruise ship and they're just shooting and hacking everybody to death.
Yeah.
Like, what's the point of this
Who knows?
game here?
I don't know.
But
Yeah.
Lenny had busted out Chutes and Ladders expecting these two.
Yeah.
May one of them rest? The the younger one. He died.
Really?
Yeah.
I didn't know that.
A few years ago. I think it might have been before I even moved up here.
Wow. Man, that's insane.
I assumed that it was like drug related or something like that. He had gotten into some shenanigans, but I looked it up and I don't remember exactly what the cause of death was, but yeah, I think 2019 is when it happened. He I think he had like a seizure or something.
Man, that's it, man. Well, may he rest.
Yeah, so kind of sad. I know he had done a lot. He had done I think he did Grown Ups too.
Yeah, he was in the second one.
And he had done a bunch of stuff with Disney. Like he was on a couple shows with Disney, maybe some other movies, but
Okay.
yeah, it's kind of sad to hear about that. You hate for anybody to pass, obviously, but when they're that young, it kind of hits even harder.
Yeah.
So that was,
Man, that's a shame.
yeah, not to not to take this episode down a dark path, but
We'll be back next week, people.
yeah. Let that soak in for a while.
Next week, Bambi.
But yeah, this whole the Voss water. So when they're at the restaurant,
Yeah.
I like how Kevin James, he's like, let's just make it easy. 17 burgers, 17 fries.
And that'll be for me. What are you guys having?
Yeah.
That part to me, like, I thought it was funny, but his laugh is just so forced. So it makes me wonder, like, what take they were on with that, because he was like, all right, I'll just make this easy. 17 burgers, 17 fries, and that'll be for me. And what do you all have? And it's just like, oh, come on, man. Like, come on.
Well, and I know that he was trying to put it on like he's doing well.
Yeah.
And that probably played into it. So I feel like that was probably scripted. But to your point, he may have done that take a few times. And
Yeah.
it just wasn't.
You finally get annoyed.
Yeah. It wasn't coming out as natural as it could have.
Yeah.
But yeah, that whole scene, like before the kids started accepting, all right, we're in a cabin, we're in nature, there's other things to do besides text and call massage therapists. And
I do like the scene where Rob Schneider and his wife, they're making breakfast for everyone, but it's all like this organic, natural crap, and like no one wants to eat it.
well, they're dehydrating everything.
Yeah, but
he's
then
like, nothing gets cooked above 115 degrees.
But then the wife is like, here you go, and she gets like real bacon out. And then he was like, what, you're not putting this on the skillet in here? He's like, no, this is all vegan stuff. He's like, so he has the
bug zapper.
The bug zapper outside, and he's putting the bacon on that. But I like that he's looking at his kid in the yard, and the kid picks up a rock, and he's like, that's right, buddy. That's right. He's like, all right, now come on, just throw it. He's like, skip it across the water.
Throw it at a tree.
Throw it at a tree. Throw it at your brother.
I don't care.
Just throw it.
And then he just drops it on the ground.
Yeah, he's like,
like, we almost had you. But so much crap I mean, what leads up to them being at the cabin was their
They're
former basketball coach
from when they were
passing.
like 8.
I think they were 12 years old because that even comes up later when they go to that restaurant. One of the guys that they had gone to school with was there working at this restaurant.
Yeah, and I
And
think the way the movie starts is like it's at this basketball game where all these kids are playing, and this kid, like, Adam Sandler's team, and his friends, like they all win, and the kid, like, there's one kid that's like, no, his foot was on the line, like, no, it didn't count. So, like, in all essence, the other team would have won. But of course, no one's listening to him and everything. And it makes me wonder if that's when that guy's life went downhill, was after that basketball game.
they could do a whole spin-off movie about him
Yeah.
and how shitty his life turned out
Because-
because of this one stupid game.
Yeah. Because after that, I mean, like, he's the manager of like an ice cream store or something.
This is what I've become.
Yeah. And it was like he peaked.
It is
So-
it is interesting how you see everybody getting together for the funeral.
Yeah.
And it seems like you get the impression they haven't seen each other in a while because of the comments that they're making about one another. It's like, oh, well, you gotten a little, like, I thought you were working out. He's like, what are you talking about? Like, yeah, you're getting fat,
Yeah.
that kind of thing. Well, like David Spade's character Higgins,
Yeah.
that's what he said to Adam Sandler's character. But it's like, at least at the time of this movie, he was still pretty good shape. I mean, I don't
Yeah.
think you ever see him without a shirt on, but I mean, he's still like, he's not overweight or anything like
No.
that. So he seemed like he's doing okay. But he's the one that has remained single this entire time.
Right.
And then you got Kevin James, whose wife refuses to stop breastfeeding their 48-month-old.
Yeah. He's 48 months.
Yeah.
And he's like, that's 4.
That's 4.
Yeah. Yeah, I know.
You're gonna after Kevin James does the rope swing thing, and
Oh, that's so funny.
he I guess that he falls on top of a bird
Yeah.
or whatever, and that's when, like, the girl, their Adam Sandler's daughter, like, this is one of the scenes where she was annoying. Like,
Yes.
I felt like maybe it was just her voice because everything was like a big deal, like a problem, like they're dying.
Yeah.
Like the bugs that are getting zapped and everything. They're being electrocuted.
Yeah.
And then when her tooth falls out, it's like, there's no tooth fairy.
Yeah.
And then there's something wrong with the bird. It's like, oh my God, just can you give her some other direction so where
Yeah.
she's not so, like, fucking whiny? Like, come on. But yeah, they're trying to, like, nurse the bird back to health, and Kevin James' wife is, like, pumping breast milk,
Yeah.
and the little boy is like, you're gonna milk it dry or something.
Yeah. He's like, this is going to bleed you dry. No.
See, that was
And then
funny.
I think something happens where like the pump flies off and like milk is squirting.
At Chris Rock's wife.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then all of a sudden he was like, the little kid's like, you're wasting it.
But I like her reaction. She's like licking her lips because it's like dripping in her mouth.
Yeah.
And she's like, it's actually not that bad. The fact that you have to say it's not that bad.
I mean, and there are a lot of things about this movie, and Lenny, he has that yearning to be like, I don't think he just wants to hang out with his friends, because what happens is, the coach dies, they're gonna go back for the funeral, but they're only gonna be there for one day, and then they have to go to
Milan. Yeah.
Yeah, because his wife is a fashion designer, and she was like, well, I have to be in Milan, because I have a show starting like tomorrow or whatever. And then, but Lenny like rents this cabin that they all stayed at when they were kids for everyone to stay at. And then they're like, oh, we're going to have such a fun weekend. And Lenny's like, yeah, nah, I'm sorry. We'll be leaving tomorrow, but you guys enjoy the cabin all weekend. And everyone's like, what? No. He's like, yeah, no, gotta go to Milan. Yeah. So, and you can tell that he's like, he doesn't want to go. Like, and I don't think it's that he wants to hang out with his friends. I think that it's more along the lines of like he wants his family to act like a family, not, be. And I think there is the one part at the end when he's finally like, when his wife's like, your assistant called and said that you canceled the trip to Milan before we even left to come here. And he was like, what? Like, he said that? He's like, wow. He's like, I didn't think that he was like, well, maybe he believes it in his mind. And then that's when she was like, oh, don't you try to agent me now. And then she was like, yeah, she was like, when does the line stop? And then they're talking about everything. And that's when everyone's like clear in the air. But I do like how Lenny kept trying to, because everyone was like, what, you got a nanny? And he was like, no, it's not a nanny. It's like an exchange student that, she took in
My
for the
wife brought into the house.
yeah, for the summer and everything. We're just doing a exchange thing. And then she was like, oh, I got your coffee. And he was like, oh, well, no, you have that coffee. He's like, it's nice of you to offer it to me, though. And she's like, what? You texted me like 5 minutes ago and said you want a coffee. And he was like, what? No, I didn't.
No, you take the coffee into the church while you study.
Yeah.
I don't know why he wasn't just honest about it.
Because I think he didn't want his friends to make fun of him because he's just so well off that he can have a nanny. But I like at the end when she was like, oh, we have the nanny. And then Chris Rock is like, so you do have a nanny. And he was like, look, the line stops right after this. And he's like, it's not really a nanny. It's more like an au pair. And then his wife's like, of course it's a nanny.
But, even when Higgins sees her for the first time.
Yeah.
Like who's that? It's like, you have a nanny or whatever? And this is when he's trying to explain, like, he's trying to fabricate something. And he's like, oh, your wife's in a girls now? That's hot. But that whole introduction outside of the church before the funeral there was like a lot of funny moments. There are too many for us to even like touch on. But Higgins walks up and he does this little dance move and he's like, woo woo, who's ready to get their funeral on? And then like everybody's looking at him like, what the fuck is wrong with you? And he's like, I'm sorry, death makes me weird.
Yeah.
And then he even does something later on, like in the church.
I can't remember what he did in the church, and he was like, sorry, just weird around death.
Funerals, or death makes me weird or something like that. Robbie, that was Rob Schneider's character, right?
Yeah.
They just refused to change his name.
Yeah.
It's like, that's his name.
That checks out.
We can't do anything about that. They give him so much shit throughout the entire movie. And I was thinking to myself, like, did you ever have any friends that was like that? Like, or you and your buddies just were constantly giving that one person a hard time?
No, I mean, we pretty much just cut into each other all the time.
It was pretty universal.
Yeah. Now, I mean, I've lost friends along the way because, I make fun of everyone, and I expect everyone to make fun of me. And trust me, I've given people a lot of material to work with me. So
you old so-and-so.
Yeah. But I mean, I've lost friends before because I've razzed them and they just couldn't take it. And I'm like, I don't need that negativity in my life.
I find that hard to believe.
Yeah. So,
I mean, I've never seen that side of you, but maybe you were different. I mean, I've known you for over 20 years and I've never really seen you act that way.
Yeah. I mean,
maybe it takes a certain personality.
Well, I think, no, I mean, now it's like, like stuff that I send you in meme form.
Yeah.
And stuff, or like GIFs or anything like that where it's poking fun.
Yeah.
Like, we didn't have that growing up. So that was just basically what I said to the people.
Right.
So, and they were just like,
it was real time.
Yeah. They were like, I can't be around this guy. Like, he's just making fun of me.
I don't send you.
Like, okay, whatever.
I can't send you a meme of a monkey flipping you off. So I'm just going to do it in person.
Yeah, exactly. So, I mean, you just have someone where you're making fun of something and then, someone says something and it's like, oh, well, why don't you eat a bag of dicks? And then all of a sudden they're like, I find that hurtful.
Yeah.
And it's like, oh, Jesus Christ, come on, Sally. And then they're like, I find that hurtful. And I'm like, get over it, Becky. And it's like, did you just keep hurting me?
Yeah.
It's like, fine, whatever.
So you've got a couple of like back-to-back awkward moments with Selma Hayek where Chris Rock's wife comes over to say hi,
Yes.
and Salma's character, I can't remember her. Shit.
I know it just went off too, and I can't remember her name.
I'd know it if I heard it. It wasn't Jasmine. I can't think of it. But Roxanne maybe.
Maybe it was Jasmine.
I don't know. It's not important.
Yeah.
We're professionals.
Salma Hayek.
She
That's all that matters.
she says, "Oh," she's like, "Oh, you
You're
look so
glowing
you're
with-
beautiful. You know,
You're glowing with the pregnancy.
pregnant." And she plays it off like she's not pregnant,
Yeah.
just to mess with her. She's like, What are you talking about? And her face just goes like ghost white. And she's like, I'm just kidding. You should have seen your face.
I do like later on when they're all like in the, I don't know. I guess it would have been like the boathouse at the lake or whatever, and they're listening to the songs, and they all get up and start dancing. But right before that, Maya Rudolph stands up and she's like, "Oh my God, my water just broke." And then everyone's like, "Oh," and then she like turns around and she has her Dasani water bottle and she's like, "Ha!" She was like, "I got you, I got you, I got you." And then she was like, "Yeah, nah, I'm just playing."
I did like how, she was cool with the group and she like some of the things that she would comment on it. Like, there's so many great moments with her mom where they're ripping into her because they find out she's got this like gigantic bunion on one of her feet, and all the toe references that they come up with after that fact is hysterical.
Well, not only that, but I do like Robbie because he's like, "I have this salve that we can put on it," and he was like,
Maize.
"It's maize," and then all of a sudden, like that's when
I think Higgins says it's corn.
He was like, "It's corn. Just say it's corn. Maize is corn, everyone."
He's like, no, he calls it maize because it sounds more mystical or something.
Yeah, and then he was like, "It's amazing."
That was the best line out of all of them. Maize. He's like, no, it's terrific. It's amazing. But when they're at the restaurant eating dinner, Chris Rock's wife's mom, it's so much easier if we would just remember fucking names. We should just write this shit down, but nobody's got that kind of time.
My favorite nickname for her was Toe J. Simpson.
That was the greatest one.
Yeah.
It was. But
I got bunions.
After Kevin James like made the whole comment about that, like the 17 burgers, 17 fries, whatever. Her mom starts ordering. She's like, "I don't want no burgers or no fries or nothing like that. I want meatloaf. I want some calzone." She says some meatloaf, some calzones, some corn, either on the cob or however you have it. It doesn't matter to me. And then I can't remember who says it. He's like, "What do you? Are you eating for somebody says something like, "Are you on death row or something? Like, are you about to go on the
like
electric chair?" And like Adam Sandler had that funny line about Henry the VIII. He's like, "Whatever you say, Henry the VIII." And then I think Chris Rock says, "Oh, she's eating for two, like her and Tobo Cop."
Yeah.
Tons of great shit. Like, and the moment where she's sitting outside on that porch swing, and the dog, well, she blames it on the dog. Somebody rips ass. Obviously, it's her.
Yeah.
And she looks in and sees the dog laying there. She's like, "Curly, what's the matter with you?"
So, that dog's always doing something.
Yeah, and Maya Rudolph is like, "Yeah, that's exactly what happened. It was the dog." She's like, "We need a water buffalo." Woo!
I do like at the end because Maya Rudolph and Chris Rock, their husband and wife in the movie, and Chris Rock, like, he doesn't have a job. At least that's how I take it, is that he's a stay-at-home dad. So he's always making like dinner and everything and for the family, and
which they don't appreciate.
Yeah, no, nobody appreciates it at all. So, but the mom, his mother-in-law, just cannot stand him at all. So like even at the end when they're like trying to come clean, or everyone's coming clean about everything, and then the mom's like, "Well, look at Kurt. Kurt's lying his ass off all the time." And he's like, "What do I lie about?" And then Maya Rudolph, she's like, "Oh, please." She was like, "You and the nanny." And he's like, "What about me and the nanny?" And she was like, "You got a thing for her." And he's like, "I don't got a thing for the nanny." he was like, yeah, did I enjoy a conversation with someone for not asking, oh, well, where's this or where is that or what are we eating tonight or what are we doing this and so, like, and then she was like, I don't really do that. And he was like, yeah, you do that. He's like, you don't appreciate anything I do. And then the mom's like, oh, please, you need to break up with his ass and divorce it. Oh, I told you to marry like Deshaun Watson's whatever. And then she was like, oh, please, mama. It's like, if I had married him, you'd be the one pregnant right now. And the mom's like, you probably right, sweetheart. I'm just going to butt out.
I'm just gonna sit that next couple of rounds out.
So, I mean, it's just, it's so funny because everybody gets into everyone on this whole thing. And then,
But when Chris Rock's wife was asking her, like, when did you learn to speak Chinese? And I hate that question because Chinese is not a language. It's like, it's Mandarin. I think there might be a couple of other languages that they speak in the Asian continent, but there is no language that's called Chinese. It always irritates me. So that's just, all right, I'm gonna sit the next couple of rounds out now.
That and then Lenny going back home for the funeral and everything, like he's this big shot Hollywood agent and everything, so he's clearly made something of his life. And then you have Colin Farrell's character or not Colin Farrell, God, I can't remember his last name now.
Who?
The guy, the one at the ice cream shack. It's Colin something. But
not Colin Firth. That's the guy from the Kingsman.
No, that's God dang darn. Too many Collins, man.
Yeah.
Too many. Well, anyway, he's a Saturday Night Live alumni, but their rivalry between each other is
that he can't let go of for some reason.
Yeah, it's like, and I think you said it right before we started recording when he was like, so Fader, looks like you put on weight. And he's like, what, you mean since I was 12? And he's like, yeah, probably.
Yeah, and then he makes a comment about, since you cheated on that game.
Yeah, and he was
like what game? You talking about the from 30 years ago?
Yeah, from when we were kids. So that's what makes me think that he grew up just sitting there thinking like, I peaked at that game. Like everything after that was downhill.
It's just he's held on to that for so long. He can't let it go. What I noticed about that scene is when Adam Sandler walks up to the counter, he looks like he's about to shake his hand, but then he puts it down as if maybe there was a screw up and Colin never reached out to shake his hand.
I don't know.
Or I don't know if that was.
I don't know.
Hold on. Let me give you the voice. Go ahead.
I don't know. I'm sorry.
Just experiencing puberty all of a sudden.
There's so much puberty.
Is he having adolescence?
Good luck with the puberties. His voice sounds funny. But I just thought that whole exchange was odd. Because he talks into that little microphone that they have. I guess it's the microphone for when order up or whatever. Yeah. Well, I'm guessing.
I would imagine, yeah.
But he's just making this whole thing about it, rematch.
Yeah. And then but then finally at the end, you have to have the rematch or else it wouldn't be a good heartfelt movie.
Of course not.
Yeah.
Of course not. The other awkward moment that I meant to mention earlier with Salma Hayek was when Robbie comes over and introduces his wife, who Salma thinks is his mom or something.
Yeah.
She's like, and you must be his mom? And
she's like, I'm his wife.
That's my wife. He's like, oh, I'm sorry. It's like twice within 2 minutes I've had to apologize. Insert foot in mouth.
But this whole movie, it goes just kind of all around. And then, at least me, when I watch it, I think about things like when I was a kid and I'm like, man, I want to go back to doing that. Like when they go to the water park. I haven't been to a water park in 20 years.
Yeah.
Over 20 years.
And it's a lot of stuff that I think we all take for granted. Now, you having a couple of sons yourself, did you ever struggle to get them to do things outside, or were they were down?
No, they are actually surprisingly pretty much down to go. Like,
Yeah.
I mean, I've been able to take my older one out into the woods and go hiking. The younger one, he enjoys campfires. He enjoys being outside. He loves being outside. Um, you and I actually took him on the canoe
Yeah.
or the skanoe.
Well, he
That
didn't
was
want to. He didn't like that for too long. No, he
Yeah.
wanted to turn around pretty quick.
Well, that's because I think he felt like, he was like, I'm with my dad and I'm with Morgan and they're both idiots. We're going to get lost. And I'll never see anybody I love ever again.
I don't know if he went that deep with it, but
We were like, no, that's how he thinks.
oh, okay.
Yeah, because like even in the middle of the I still have to lay down with him at night until he goes to sleep, and then I can get up and move to my bed and everything and enjoy. But if he like wakes up in the middle of the night, he'll come and find me and be like, "Hey, I'm awake." So it's like it's a security thing for him. So it's just like, okay, so I think that's what he thinks is like when we were out on the lake and went off. I think he kind of like was like, well, I think we're getting kind of far away, guys. Should probably head back.
Yeah.
They'll probably have to send out a search party soon. We should probably get back. It's like your wife's probably worried, Dad. You better get back.
Speaking of being out on the water, there's that scene where they're on, I think they're like two separate boats, and then Kevin James has to go to the bathroom again.
Oh yeah, they're on the canoes going out to that island or something to spread the coach's ashes.
That's right. That's what they were doing. But yeah, he stands up to pee, but
He's
it's
like,
not
"Sorry,
a normal pee,
He's like, sorry, I gotta make a sissy.
which drives me nuts. You're a grown ass man. You got to take a leak.
And you're with other grown ass men.
You don't need to call it a sissy.
Yeah, I gotta take a sissy, guys. But I do like, I can't remember who said it, but one of them was like, come on, you just went. I think it might have been Higgins.
It's probably, I think, because Higgins was in the same boat with him, right? I
can't remember if it was Higgins or maybe Chris Rock's character, but
I like that they were making a comment about, I think it was Higgins, because he was saying, like, it's doing Morse code or something.
Yeah.
It's like, have to pee now. Stop. Don't have a good flow. Stop. But it's like, psst, psst.
Yeah.
What,
I can't
Adam
remember.
Sandler says
I
something
can't remember
about,
what Lenny says, but he was like, well, these girls here are about to get a good view of it.
he said, are we listening to a diesel truck turning off, or are you peeing?
Yeah, that made no sense to me.
Oh, but yeah, the girls were like kind of laughing about the whole thing.
But
He's like, they don't all look like that. But when they get to the island, Robbie's he's the sentimental one.
Yeah.
He's like the sentimental guy. I don't know why he, I don't even know what he does for a living.
I don't know either. I mean, I imagine probably stuff with like stones and
Maze.
And then
He's
like,
clearly into all this like homeopathic kind of stuff,
Yeah.
which, good for him, but he's reaching into the urn and scattering ashes, but like dedicating each to throw to like a
Yeah.
specific thing. But I like that part because they brought like a bucket of like
chicken.
KFC or
Yeah.
something, and he goes to reach in the chicken,
Yeah,
and then Lenny says
he's a
something about,
vegetarian. Well, it's funny because he's a vegetarian, and he's just like, I gotta have some of this chicken. Like he's got ashes all over his hand.
what does Lenny say at that moment? Didn't he say like ash hands or something like
Yeah,
that?
he was like,
Or-
don't touch. He's like, you got ash hands, and then he's like, all right. But then Lamasoff, Kevin James is like, I don't care. I'm
He's
still
like,
gonna eat it.
I don't even care. I'm
starving."
hungry.
Yeah, he's like, I'm starving.
But even when Lenny was cooking the bacon on the on the bug zapper,
Yeah, on the bug zapper.
and Kevin, he's like, "You clean this, right?" And he's like, "Yeah,
Yeah,
of
of
course."
course.
And he's eating a piece of bacon off of the thing, and then he pulls a moth out of his
Yeah.
mouth. He's like, yeah, nice cleaning job, man. He's like, whatever. He just keeps.
I think another good part or funny part is the arrow roulette.
Oh,
When
the arrow roulette. Yeah. Yeah. And this bothers me because I want to say Lenny is the one that shoots it up in the air the first time.
Yeah.
He's the one that shoots it up in the air, but
Well,
the
and they're all-
angle of the arrow, it wouldn't have landed anywhere near them.
No, but I do like it because they're like, I mean, I just think it's so funny because they're like, oh, they're like, oh, where is it? Where is it? And he's like, I don't know, where is it? And he's like, I don't know. I lost it in the sun.
Yeah.
So everyone just runs.
It's like, whoever thought that this was a good
Yeah.
idea.
But then it goes into Robbie's foot. So then it's funny because like they get him back to the cabin and they always talk about like how Robbie, like with his ex-wives, screwed everything up because he has like this violent temper that just comes out of nowhere. And I like all the wives are like, what are you talking about? We've never seen that side of him. Like he's far too sensitive to have anything like that. So when they bring him in and then his current wife is like, oh, I got some salve to put on it. And he was like, fuck your salve, bitch. He was like, get some alcohol. He's like, you should know about that. You were born during the Prohibition.
Yeah, he flies off the handle.
Yeah.
But for the most part, I mean, you can see that they get along pretty well. But
yeah. But then even like later that night, he hears the lady and Robbie like making love. And then he was like, what? Who is that? He was like, oh, it's Catherine or whatever. He was like, and he was like, what? I thought she would have left. And Salma Hayek's like, nope, she forgave him instantly. And
that's true love.
yeah.
But
But then the parts with when Robbie's daughters show up.
oh my God. Yeah. This piece of crap car comes pulling up the dirt road out
Yeah.
of nowhere, and then this incredibly gorgeous blonde
Yeah.
gets out of the car, and all the other guys are like,
Well, it's funny
"Who
because
the
she's
heck
like,
is this?"
hi, Dad. And then all of them are like, me?
Yeah.
And then
Oh, that's right.
Robbie comes out and he's like, hi, honey. And they're like, what? Him? Like, how?
But what's
Like-
funny, right before that happens, Kevin James, he's got that chicken bucket over his head,
Yeah.
with like holes cut out so he can see. But he does that weird shuffle.
Yeah. It was like dancing to the Escape song or something.
Yeah, because they got a boombox with them.
Yeah.
That's definitely such a thing that people would do. Like you're with your grown-up version of friends that you had as kids. You know,
Yeah.
I can see myself doing something stupid like that with, friends that I grew up around. But yeah, he doesn't even bother taking the chicken bucket off of his head. But yeah, they're all like, me? But yeah, they're dumbfounded. Like, how did that come from that?
Yeah. And then she's trying to work on the car. And the other daughter shows up, who's just as hot, if not hotter than the first daughter.
Yeah.
And she's like, hi, Dad. And they're like, where the hell are all these kids coming from? Like,
Right.
how is this even possible? And then, like, the third daughter shows up. And
Like another one?
yeah. And then she is.
Looks exactly like Rob Schneider.
Yeah, looks exactly like Rob Schneider. And they're like, okay, now that one makes sense.
But he gets pissed off about that.
Yeah.
He's like, come on.
But I do like that when the first daughter's like working on her car and then they're all just sitting there watching her and he was like, I hope she never fixes that car. And then Higgins is like, I took the spark plugs out 20 minutes ago.
Doesn't Lenny give him a fist bump or
Yeah,
something?
he's like, nice.
But then they realize how pervy they look because they're
all
sitting.
four of them are just staring at her. And then he was like, all right, we have to kind of alternate.
We have to do this in shifts.
Yeah, he's like, so two of us, he was like, we'll look at the tree while you stare at her. And then and then you stare at the tree and then we'll look at her.
All right.
It's
Pivot.
He's like, okay. He's like, yeah. And
Pivot.
they look
Was
back.
it pivot or rotate? One of the two.
So it was one of the two. But
And at
then
one
what's-
point, all four of them are looking at the tree.
yeah,
Like, what
and
are
then,
we?
and then Lenny's like, wait a second. Are we all looking at the tree? He's like, that's it. Let's
Right.
just go back to the car.
Back to the ass.
Yeah.
But so you have the moment where Rob's wife comes up and she's like, "Oh, let me take a look at this." Like, "Oh, I see what's happened here.
Yeah.
You've blown your gasket." And then she like uses a torque wrench to get the radiator cap off, and then
Yeah.
it's just blowing steam all over her, like it's supposed to be sexy or something.
Yeah.
With the weird facial expressions that she's making.
Well, what's even better is Rob Schneider in the background.
Oh, he's all about it.
Like, yeah,
But
thinking
then
it's
you
the
got his,
sexiest thing he's ever seen.
but
But
you got his toupee is like
his tube
flapping,
is like way up in the air. It's
flapping in the
so
breeze.
funny.
But it's playing. What are they playing? If you like pina coladas.
Yeah, I think it's called the Escape song.
Yeah.
Um,
I like when they first get to the cabin. They're trying to figure out like sleeping arrangements and everything. And Rob, like he's mapped out the entire cabin. He's like, "All right, well, I've already claimed for me and what was her name? Gloria, I think is his wife.
I think so.
The room with the water bed, and for obvious reasons or whatever.
Yeah.
But Kevin James' daughter is like, why can't they go swimming at night and I can't?
Yeah.
It's like we're not doing swimming.
Yeah. And then Gloria is even like, well, honey, we're not going to. And then everyone's just like, oh,
Okay.
wait, we better calm down here.
You know,
All right. It's just a little kid.
do you have no
You
censor?
Can't traumatize this little kid.
No. Oh man, okay. So the water park. A lot of funny things happen
Yeah.
when they're at the water park. And first of all, you got the two hot daughters, which Higgins took it upon himself to go to this store called Naughty or Nice, as if all the other bikini stores like were
They were all
closed down.
closed down.
And
Rob is like, all the bathing suit stores were closed
during the summer.
during the summer.
Yeah.
He's like, yeah, that's weird.
It's a strange thing, right? But I think one of the most iconic scenes that most people remember from Grown Ups is the peeing in the pool.
Yeah.
And I've never been in a
daughter.
pool.
And it's funny too, because like the way Lamonsoff is in the pool, like he's face down almost, like, but he's kind of arched his back and he's just like
He's in
moving around.
he's
the
in
waves.
like 2 feet of water.
Yeah.
So it's obvious what he's doing.
Yeah. And I mean, at first, and I could have swore that like his daughter, she was like, Dad, are you making a sissy right now? And he was like, no, just having the back thing. No, just trying to stretch it out. It's okay, honey. And she was like, the water turns blue. He's like, oh, that's just an old wives' tale. Doesn't happen.
Then it shows the overhead shot.
Yeah. And then it does.
But that, I don't know if it was in that same moment or like later on when it shows all 5 of them are in the pool.
Yeah, that's later on.
They're all peeing.
Yeah.
But it's like I've never been in a pool where the water turns blue, and not that I've ever peed in a pool before. That would never. I would never. Can you hear me winking? Never do something like that. But they're standing in that long line to go down that one water slide. It's like this line's not even moving, and then Lenny takes them all down that shortcut. He's like, "Yeah, we've been doing this since we were kids." It's like, how are they the only ones that know about this?
Yeah. Well, I do like Lamonsoff because Lamonsoff is like, yeah, your cool dad found this when we were younger. And then so they're just sneaking the kids out to get in line to go, and
they're just trying to time it in between people going down the slide.
But then Robbie's daughters come out and get on the slide and go down, and then it goes to like another scene and then back to that, and his daughters are there again.
They're immediately there again.
Yeah, and then the guy's like, whoa, hang on, no, you girls already went. And she was like, no, you must be thinking of someone else. And he was like, no, because you are 2 of the hottest women I've ever seen in my life. And then that's when Robbie comes up and he was like, hey, those are my daughters. And he's like, yeah, right. And then the other one, the third one comes around. She was like, yeah, we're all his kids. And he was like, that one I believe, because she's fugly, just like you.
Oh, man, when they were all having their moment of honesty. And then we'll circle back to the water park. But when Glory was saying, like, yeah, there's a lot of, like, when he snapped at me earlier, yeah, that was, like, really traumatizing. And inside, it's, like, eating me up. He's like, but, I don't say that he looks like a
bug-eyed psychopath.
Like a Filipino Oompa Loompa or something like.
And then she was like, Also, that his hair makes him look like a dirty Q-tip.
That's I would never say that, but you
Yeah.
know, inside it's hurt.
But I just love Robbie because he's standing there. He's like, I think they get it.
Yeah.
But then when she said something about like the Filipino Tom Jones or whatever, and then all of
Yeah.
a sudden Maya Rudolph is like, that one's my favorite.
Right. Yeah, because even when they were at the restaurant and Lenny had made the comment about, you know, Henry VIII or whatever
Yeah.
like that, and then like Maya was like, "Yeah, that's a good one, Lenny," or whatever.
I
But-
do.
But
no,
the zip line,
yeah.
the zip line is such a great scene, and it's just I love how Steve Buscemi makes his way into Adam Sandler's movies, like
Yeah.
every single one, and it's been happening since Billy Madison.
Yes.
And I still, to this day, don't know where that even started. Like, how do they even know each other?
That I don't know.
It's not like he's an SNL alumni or anything.
Yeah, but I mean, the only thing that I could think would be I know Steve Buscemi back in the 90s lived in New York. So maybe they just bumped into each other, or maybe even how I hear some things happen, maybe they just had the same agent.
That's a possibility. Or maybe Steve was a guest host on SNL and they met then.
Yeah.
I really don't know.
Yeah, I know, but I mean, he's a phenomenal actor, incredibly funny.
Oh, yes, he's hysterical, especially after he gets in the accident and
Yeah.
he's got the cast on his old torso.
Well, I like it before he even gets in the accident, and then you know, because Lenny goes down and he was like, you know, spinning a little bit, and then he does a backflip off of it, and then everyone's like, "Oh man, I guess you're in second place again." He's like, and he was like, "Hey, why don't you go down on your feet, hanging by your feet?" And he was like, "Yeah," and he was like, "Is that safe?" And he's like, "What? What do you care? You're an animal." He's like, "Come on."
But
he's
he's like,
like,
well,
yeah.
why don't you do it?
Yeah, and he's like, "Oh, I got kids."
So that means I'm expendable? That would be impossible to do.
Yes.
You would definitely fall out. I
I
don't know.
mean,
I
whoever-
mean, you'd have to have extremely strong shin muscles.
But I
think.
even told you, like, they just had to have built that zip line just for the movie, because as soon as you go off, it's like right below you is the kiddie pool, and then like a sidewalk, and then this big, huge Olympic sized pool that you drop into.
OSHA definitely did not certify this.
Yeah,
thing.
because I mean, like, if you were to go off and your hand slipped like right away, I mean, you're dead.
you're in a world of hurt,
Yep.
and if you're not dead, you're gonna wish you were dead.
Yep. And as Walter said it in The Big Lebowski, you're about to enter a world of pain.
Yes. But yeah, he crashes right into that shack. That's there for no apparent reason.
Yeah, no, I mean, I saw no reason for it.
Just to have something for him to crash into,
Yep.
I guess. It's for comedic effect. It's the only
Exactly.
reason it exists. It was
Ipso facto.
look look at the shoddy craftsmanship here. Yeah, but he ends up with that cast, and he shows up just for the rematch.
Yeah, because he snuck out of intensive care just to see it.
And it's the worst looking cast.
It
But
is.
It had to be though. Like if they made it look legit, it wouldn't have been as funny as it was.
I know.
Because he had to have a place for his arms to actually go inside of this thing, because it wasn't actually his hands. For those of you who are stupid like me, those weren't his arms and hands sticking up through the cast. You know, you could tell that it's not real because they don't move
Yeah.
at all. Even when he bends down to pet the baby.
Yeah, because he was
Rub the
like, "Oh,
belly."
do you mind if I rub your belly?" He's like, "I just love it. I just love feeling babies kick." And she was like, "Yeah, sure. I guess."
Why not?
And then he's touching her boob.
Because
And
he
she was
can't
like-
see what he's doing.
Yeah, she was like, "That's not my baby. That's my boob." And he was like,
Well,
"Oh,
those are nice
I
to
like
feel
touching
too."
those too."
As one does.
Yep.
But the basketball match is kind of nothing too eventful, really.
No, I mean, just
except for the part where they fake injuries.
yeah, because Kevin James and the other heavyset guy on the other team, they're just sitting there like, It's like, I can't do it. He's like, I haven't been able to feel my legs since the second quarter. It's like, you want to fake injuries? He's like, yeah, sure. And they're like, oh.
But Kevin does that awkward, like, where he's like jerking his body, like
Yeah.
he's convulsing or
I
something.
know. I don't understand. It's funny though.
But I mean, if he made it past the second quarter, I think he did better than I would because I've played basketball just shooting around. Like my old roommate, like he had one of those just a portable basketball hoop that you just bring out, wheeled out into the street.
Nice.
And 5 minutes in, I'm like, Dan, I'm done. Sorry, guys, I can't.
Morgan, out.
Yeah. Can never play basketball. It's my one weakness. I never could.
Never could.
But the one scene before we wrap this thing up is when the ladies are, it shows the ladies enjoying their time at the water park. And you see Salma Hayek revealing her lovely bikini with her incredible body, which all the other ladies are admiring.
Yes.
And they notice that very muscular guy off in the distance that's like checking them out.
Like,
very awkwardly checking them out,
Yeah.
lowering his sunglasses, like
Yeah.
the cliche kind of, it looked very 80s in my opinion.
Yes.
But even with as muscular as he was, something looked weird about it. Like it looked fake almost.
Like his torso looked like it was painted
Right?
on.
It's not just me.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's just I thought something was very strange about it, but they're like trying to coax him over, like let's see him up close or whatever.
And then what's really funny is he starts walking over there, and then Salma Hayek's looking, and she was like, "Is he coming over here?" And they're like, "Yeah, he's coming." They're like, "All right, everyone, just be cool." Like, "All right, cool." And then he was like,
Hey, ladies! Ah, I'm from Saskatoon. That's in Canada. Eh? He's like, you ladies know the Saskatoon? Oh, you bunch of hose teasers. Saskatoon. Making shit up.
I just thought that was the perfect opportunity.
"Hose teasers."
Horse teasers.
Oh God, it's hysterical.
I'm gonna have to find a way to work that into my regular conversations. It's such a weird, random thing to say.
It is.
But God, there's so many memorable moments in this movie, and I really enjoyed watching it, as I do most of the movies, just in preparation for these episodes. Did you have anything else that you wanted to comment on?
No, I think the only other real funny scene that I think it's hysterical is Adam Sandler's oldest son and Chris Rock's son both fell hard for Robbie's oldest daughter, the blonde.
Yeah.
And they're just like checking her out all the time.
When they're in the car?
But then when when they're shooting basketball and everything, and the girls are working like on the tree house or whatever, and he was like, "Oh yeah, just try to take a shot." He's like, just I'll tell you what it is. And he's like, "Hey, come on, focus." And he looks over, and Kevin James is staring at her too, and he's like, "Lamonsoff, focus." Focus. And then the youngest daughter turns around, and she was like, "Ew, what a perv." He's totally checking me out.
Not. Oh yeah, good stuff. And there's the funny things with like when David Spade was getting drunk.
Yeah.
know.
I mean, but that's all stuff like, you got to watch the movie to appreciate it.
That's true.
We could spend days talking about this.
We could, but I did like at the beginning of the movie when it shows them as kids, and I think his dad was drunk or something.
Yeah.
And their coach Buzzer was giving his speech. He's like, "Hey, we come to take I want to talk about their shots, not your shots."
Yeah.
Dad's drunk again. Sandbagging son of a bitch. But anyway, that's Grown Ups.
Yes.
And I can't wait to do the sequel. I don't know when that's going to be. I'm not going to give you an estimated date because we haven't even talked about it yet.
Nope.
No, we haven't talked about
We
it.
can talk about it.
We haven't had time.
Yeah. I didn't talk.
All right. Good deal. Well,
All right. So
we have 2 seconds.
until next time, everyone.
Quotable Podcast. out. Was that a man's ass?
I have a feeling that take one.